we could have thought that it's choosing something over something else, and it says no. The purpose in life is to make a connection that will lead that will give birth to something new, and it sets the tone. Okay, we can always go back to the example, to the clear example of bringing kids into the world. We can always go back to that in order to direct us as to everything else that we do in this world, because everything we do in this world should be fruitful, right? The Rebbe didn't have kids. The Rebbe and the Rebbetzin didn't have kids. But when they asked the Rebbetzin, "Where are your kids?" she said, "Everybody are our kids, because obviously they gave meaning, and they led many people to their fruition, to do Torah and mitzvahs, starting with having kids, of course. So I wouldn't say it's even a metaphor to say that a lot of people are their kids. It says that even those times that men and women are together, there is no kids. It still brings souls. Souls are basically purposes. It brings purposes into the world. It connects. It says that when tzaddikim do it, so they make converted people to convert, because they simply make people to convert because of it. It brings souls and purposes into the world. So, this is our leading thought, that it's not about choosing between physical and spiritual. It's about connecting spiritual and physical. And again, the essence of it is there are those that look for meaning. They have a lot, and they need to be. We need to attach them, to make them to fit them into the kedusha, meaning to see how they're going to reveal kedusha. Physical always is darkness, meaning the light is concealed. We need to adjust the light and the darkness to work together. Believe it or not, but the Rebbe even says that if a person hears about a piece of gashmius, something in the world, physical thing, that is going to go to waste, the Rebbe says it's your shlichus. Since you heard about it, it's your shlichus to connect it with godliness. You must. You can't say, "I'm not a gashmius person. I'm not. It's not for me. Leave it for the gashmius person." No. It's true. The way it can be done is by maybe engaging other people with that. But eventually, even the Rebbe did not do everything on his own, by himself. But he took the responsibility. He was, sending the people and doing the things that and being in charge of. But eventually, to connect all of the physicality with a meaning, with the one God, and to bring fruition from physical stuff. If there is a building that stands with no use, so then to operate this building and bring it to its full youth, okay, like that would be also chud ma'uban, okay. Everything in the world to attach this way or another. The Torah obviously is the science of how exactly it's done. The Torah is helping us. But to understand that this is the aim of the Torah. This is what the Torah is trying to do for us. The Torah is leading us, is guiding us how to make it happen, how to connect physicality and spirituality perfectly. I once heard that it must be 100% connection. So I once heard that if a kid is born with a little bit, even one more, I don't know what they call it, chromosome or something from the mother or from the father, it's going to be a very sick kid. It's going to be very disbalanced. So that shows us how, again, the kid idea shows us how important is that the details are going to be such that each one of the details, everything has to be accurate in order to create a 50-50 kind of a real connection. A real connection is like a 50-50 connection. It can't be 51-49. Must be a 50-50, and there's no, in other words, the equality, it's equal. What if you're trying to compare physical and spiritual, so those that are more physical, they're going to say physical is more important, and they would be right. And those that are going to say spiritual more important, they're going to say spiritual, and they're also going to be right. But both of them are right, very narrow, they're very narrow, because they right in a certain sense, but they're wrong in the ultimate purpose. Like, for example, a person that is a spiritual, let's say, is going to say, what is all of that without me? And a person that's physical is going to say, what is your spirituality without me? And both of them will be right, but both of them are wrong, because the purpose is to bring the third into the system, the kid, what is going to come out of both of them, and that is not to be done if one of them is in gaive, is gaive meaning like is bring himself higher than the other one. If one of them will bring himself higher than the other one, the third thing cannot come. The kid cannot come. The ultimate connection, the bracha, the blessing, will only come if there is 50-50. That will bring the revelation of God in a form of a kid, and that goes for every operation of every sort of kind. Okay. I've learned just now, there was a mimer, the Rebbe speaks about it, how for example, someone that looks, generally speaking, all of us, relatively to the world, we are ma, because we are more, relatively we have more in touch, we are more in touch with the ma, with its meaning of the world, because that's why we're here today. And the world is more like ban. It's more like there's a lot of quantity and a lot of stuff and materialism, with very little quality, very little meaning and sense. Okay, so relatively we are man, and the world is man. Like we said, Adam is man. By the way, Adam and Chava, if you're going to take, I think I showed it to you once, if you're going to take, what is Yud? What is Yud Kevav Kei without the stuffing it is 26. And we said that Adam is 45. So 45 less 26, Chava. Okay, so Adam and Chava together is Milo is Adam. That's why Chava was taken out of Adam. This is the Chava is the stuffing of Adam, which came to revelation. But feeling. Is 26. Yud Kevavke without the feeling is 26. And we say that Adam is 45. 45 with the feeling, with the first type of feeling, name of Ma, is 45, right? Adam, 45. Geula, also 45. So Chava is 19. And it's the 26 plus 19 is... Anyway, so relatively speaking, we are all bringing the light to the world, and there are two ways to look at it. We can look at the world like, you need me. You know, we can look at the world like this. We can say, you need me. You know, maybe you have a lot of money and power and muscles, and you're very big. The world is very big. We are very small, quantity-wise. Ma is more of the quality. The ban is more the quantity. So we look at the world and we say, you need me. I'm holy. I know exactly what you need to do. You know? So come to me, I'll tell you. And then we make the standard higher and higher and higher, and the world is not coming to us. And we are not bringing any fruits into the world. So the point is, but that kind of feeling is when a person is too immersed in himself. It's like, I am Shem Ma, I am the name of Ma. So what if you're the name of Ma? You are part of a general purpose. It's not about you. Okay, your holistic experience, it's still relative. The true holistic experience is bringing God into the world. Okay, bringing fruits. So you, as much as you are, and no one is disregarding you completely, it's just that you must understand that you're just 50%, not more than that. You gotta engage the world in order to reveal God. You gotta take this, you gotta approach the people. You can't be arrogant on them and say, you need me, because you need them as much as they need you. Okay, so it's not about putting you down or anything, but it's just knowing and seeing yourself as a detail, as a part of a bigger thing. Okay, and once a person feels this way, that is determined and is permeated with the ultimate purpose, which is to reveal God into a fruit, and to make a fruit, to a ma'aser ha'ikar, right? To make something, make something for eternity, to make a fruit that will continue forever. That's the ultimate fruit, okay? That continues forever. Every fruit brings another fruit. This is the revelation of God. Koyach ha'en sof, to bring the revelation of the infinity in this world. So when a person is permeated with this, with the ultimate purpose, he's going to be humble. And he's going to be humble not in a way that is lying to himself. He's not going to say, I'm nothing. But he's going to be able to have proportions and to understand what he has and what is missing. What he has and what he needs. Okay, he's Shem Omah. We know, that we know God, and there's people in in this world that they walking around, they know nothing about God. And they simply all day dealing with money and with their houses and I don't know, with they deal with stuff, and they just don't know what, just walking in circles basically. They have no idea what they're doing here. The Shem of Ban is more emphasized by them, especially relatively to us. When we walking around like we know what the purpose of creation. Well, maybe you do know, but you're not really doing it. Because the purpose, it's very important for you to know, like Yitzchak sanctified himself for 40 years and he became very high. He was in the age of 40 after the Akedah. He was absolutely Shem of Ma. He was absolutely filled with meaning. He was so focused on what needs to be done, but he didn't do anything yet. Only when he got married to Rivka, the unity of Ma Uban had started, which is the preparation for Matan Torah. That eventually God gives us the Torah, then eventually we bring the Geula, okay, into the world. We add the Aleph into the Gola, and eventually the world is filled with fruits that last forever. The Koyach Ein Sof is revealed in each and every physical detail in this world. Okay, but as long as so Yitzchak was preparing himself for 40 years, but then he got married and he actually started to actually do it.
What did he actually do?
He got married to Rivka.
Okay, but what did he do afterwards, thanks to being married to Rivka?
Well, our parsha starts with the davening of Yitzchak and Rivka to bring kids. Okay. That the Ichud of Ma'uban will actually, Hashem will bless and to bring the kids. Okay, in order to actually do it, there is one thing to do and there is another thing to pray. Had got to be together. Okay, we got to do everything in our power to do, and also to daven to Hashem to complete what we're missing, to have the blessing. And as it says in Parshat Bereshit, that Hashem put them together and He gave them a blessing, Adam and Chava. Any more questions about the subject?
Mine is a very naive question. Rivka was thrilled when she got married to Yitzhak. He saw her, then he took her into his tent, and he loved her. She's only 3, so my question is a bit naive, but how can you explain that? She's 3 years old. She gets on a donkey at 3. We're talking about that over Shabbat, we're trying to understand.
Yeah, first of all, you know that you only actually took her when she was 13. She waited 10 years for her. And then they didn't have kids for another 10 years, and then when she was 23, then she davened to Hashem. So he wasn't really with her. But on the other hand, Rivka was very mature, and like he said, he brought her into the tent, and obviously, and we know that all the miracles that happened with Sarah. So he realized, actually also they say, that Rivka was born right when Sarah passed away. You paid attention to that? So that shows that the soul of Sarah continued to Rivka. But the idea, we kind of touched it before, that Rivka was 3. Why 3? It shows the purity of the ban, meaning that the ban, in this world, when the physical stuff, okay, let's say, those things that has no meaning, the meaning by them is not revealed, they don't know how to actualize themselves. So to what to do with themselves. So a lot of times, unfortunately, those things go and they are used wrong, in the wrong way, because they have no idea what to do with themselves. So that's why Rivka, on that day that she became 3, which halachically on the age of 3 is the first day that a woman is shaykh to the concept of relationships. It's not totally, but still it's considered. Okay, it says ben shelosh muchana lebia, reuya lebia. It's before 3. If a woman sleeps with someone, it's not considered to be sleep. It's like it's not considered to be with someone. She's still considered, according to the Torah, a virgin. But only 3 she becomes. So Yitzchak wasn't with her really, but halachically. And Eliezer came on that day right away to take her out of there. So the ban will be exclusively connected to its purpose, and it's not going to happen like we know what happens with a lot of stuff in the world that doesn't know what to do with itself and starts to do the wrong thing with itself. So Rivka was saved, was the first second, the first day, the day she became 3, it was the beginning of the ability to start something, the connection with Ma'am Ban, even though only in 13 they actually got together, but he still protected her, they still guarded her, that she will leave the house on 3. So nothing bad will happen to her. Because it says, Baruch Hashem, she was keeping herself, and then they took her from there. So it's all about, because Yitzchak was perfect as being Ma, and Rivka was perfect as being Ban. She was pure as Ban, and he was pure as Ma. So to show us, to bring up, because we talking about the ultimate connection between Ma and Ban. The connection between Yitzchak and Rivka set the whole idea of Ichud Ma and Ban for forever. So it has to be perfect. Couldn't be any problem there, any disadvantage.
So when Eliezer bought Rivka, was she 3 or was she 13?
No, she was 3.
She was 3.
But Yitzchak was waiting for 10 years to be with her.
He was 15, she was 13, still.
He was 50 and she was, but on those times, first of all, people lived longer. You know that Yitzchak lived for 180 years. And Rivka, on the other hand, she lived shorter life. I don't know how much time she lived right now. I can check, but if it's possible to check it. But she lived a shorter while. Sarah lived shorter than Avram, and Rachel died when she was 36. Leah also, I don't know when she died, but before Yaakov, I believe. So it was different. Halachically, if you were to ask, Halacha says that if there is more than 10 years apart between the man and the woman, you shouldn't marry. Also, it doesn't matter who is older. Today, in our day and age. But in those times, it was probably different. That's it? There's 12:20. This is my goal was to bring this out.
10 minutes.
We have 10 minutes, Esther. What do you say?
Attacking.
So maybe we'll dwell a little bit more about the kids. Like we talked about what brings to the kids. The kids, Toldot. Our parsha is Toldot. It says also that when we see that in our parsha, the Toldos were Yaakov, but also Esav. And Esav did not. Esav is not the ultimate fruit, so to speak. Yaakov is the ultimate fruit, and it's going to sustain itself forever. Huh?